Good morning from Brian and Max at IGN. I hope you're eating cereal and having a wonderful time watching cartoons because we're here to celebrate Chex Quest.
Yeah, that's right. Chex Quest, the classic 1996 promotional Doom mod that was released as record-breakingly the first video game that came for free in a box of cereal. I think it's really funny that Chex, which has always been seen as a pretty mild-mannered breakfast cereal, not too sugary, not really crazy in the cartoon mascot department, decided to just drop a Doom mod into a box of cereal boxes in the 90s. They remastered it, just like every other great video game from the 90s is getting massive remakes and overhauls. We got a brand new version of Chex Quest, which is actually free now on Steam. So, what do you even make of that?
Yeah, right? What a time to be alive. So Chex Quest is a really interesting game because I think as kids, video games were really expensive because when you're a kid, like 50 or 60 bucks is like $5,000. It's basically impossible to get. And asking your parents for money to get a video game, especially like a first-person shooter, especially like a Doom mod, that's kind of a struggle, right? Like it's very tough to have that conversation. That said, getting cereal as a kid is easy. You're in the store, you reach your hand out, you put it in the cart, and you're done. Sometimes your parents don't notice until they pay for it, especially something like Chex cereal, which is, vaguely healthy looking. Definitely it's not packed with marshmallows. It doesn't have cartoon mascots all over it. So yeah, 1996, they glued a PC CD-ROM to the box, and kids all over the place got a free video game, which went on to be this like massive cult hit, and kids were playing it everywhere and they loved it. And I think some of them knew they were playing like basically like a serial version of Doom, but others didn't really get it.
What's crazy is that like it's not like they took bits and pieces of Doom and they were like, we'll try to make our own game. They just reskinned Doom with cereal. Like it's such a completely ridiculous concept that I'm happy it gained cult status. I was looking into it. There have been a few Chex Quest remakes over the years. There were the last one was I think Chex Quest 3 in 2008, but this one is like a full complete overhaul. And the weirdest part of all, in the same way that cereal box prizes have kind of gone the way of the dinosaur, we were seeing the waning age of physical video games, but this is still getting a physical release.
Yeah, that's right. So Limited Run Games, who's been doing a lot of like really awesome physical editions of predominantly indie digital games or even retro games that have been long since out of print, sort of teamed up with the people behind Chex Quest for the remaster, which is an HD version of the original game that came with cereal. So you can get the game for free, but if you want a physical version of the game, which comes with all sorts of like cool goodies, Limited Run Games is selling it right now. It is currently sold out, but they could make it a less than limited run and do another run of it. So
they sent us this weird sort of care package of a bunch of sort of odd swag here, which I love because it feels like relics from a non-existent timeline. Like here's a clamshell VHS tape that's actually, this is used. This has like a sticker on it, but it's a fake VHS movie of if Chex Quest was a real show back in the 90s, which it never was. Yep. And this is where it gets weird. You open it up, there's a fake VHS tape in here. And also, like, I want to say, like, they didn't pay us or sponsor us. They just sent us a bunch of weird crap and we wanted to make a video about it.
Looks like the check's cleared, Max.
Hey!
Yeah, they also sent over this NES box, which is, it looks like an old school NES box. It has a fake sort of price tag on it for 1996, which was the year the game came out. And when you open that up, there's a full-on cart inside, which is even more insane. It says limited run on it because this game, I know for sure, never, ever, ever could have been able to run on the NES. This was a Doom mod, Ultimate Doom specifically. So it's just a cute little thing to put it on the NES cart. It even says Chex Mix on the back in small font. But yeah, so right now you can get the game for free. There are a bunch of different characters in the game, and to get a secret ending in the game, you have to beat the game with all those characters. And one way to get those characters is to buy Chex Mix, the actual snack, which I've been inhaling.
Yeah, no, and, I would have a bag of the bold party mix here, but I am bold and I love to party, and so I ate the whole thing this last weekend because
It happens. This has been. I mean, this we're in COVID-19 quarantine, man. This is the perfect time.
Yeah, no, you're stuck inside. What else are you gonna do but get nostalgic, regress, eat carbs, and play video games? It's a
So anyway, there's codes in the back. Maybe you can see mine. If you can, it's all yours. Those help you unlock characters in the game. There's 6 different characters in the game, and you can get 100% of the game and the special ending by beating them all. Lots of great characters, such as Dr. Orion, who is basically the rye bread, and then there's Fred Chexter, the protagonist.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Rye bread?
Wheatney Chexworth, who is the female protagonist, and then we also have Pretzel.
I didn't know that was supposed to be rye bread. I've just been calling those things brown things.
And there's also
give me one of those circles. That's what I thought those were. Oh boy.
I want to point out that Doom obviously is a violent first-person shooter where you go to hell and you fight bloody beasts and monsters and you chainsaw and stuff like that. This game doesn't have that, but it is a first-person shooter where you walk around with a spoon that you then dig into these creatures called phlemoids, which are intergalactic space aliens from another dimension that are here to eat snacks, and they look like mucus, which honestly feels like something from Doom anyway. Like digging a metal spoon into this thing, it's pretty doomy. Yeah, so there's some slime.
Look at this. They sent me a phlemoid.
Don't eat it.
It's.
I bet if you put your finger in it, it'll make a fart noise.
Ooh.
Gross.
Brian, remember Chex Quest? Well, it's back in POG form.
So yeah, we just want to celebrate Chex Quest because that is it's been it's honestly like developed a really awesome following over the years. And I think it's really cool that cereal not only used to come with toys and prizes, but at one point cereal came with video games. Every now and then I still walk through the cereal aisle as an old man in my 30s, and I still look to see if there's any toys, and there usually aren't. But every now and then you'll see a digital code for a video game, or it's usually like a mobile game or something like that. But yeah, let's celebrate the time when Chex gave out free video games with their cereal. And to celebrate that, head on over to Steam and download Chex Quest HD for free and go shoot those disgusting phlemoids or hit them with the spoon.
It's got multiplayer.
It does have multiplayer.
It could be an esport. Dude, they said, I didn't realize this. It took me a second. I'm so old that I was like, what is this, like a challenge coin? They sent me a slammer to go with the pogs.
Yeah. Chex Quest. It's out there. Don't eat the game. You can eat the mix and the cereal, but don't eat the game. You'll get hurt. Thanks for watching.
Chex Quest, still free, now in HD. Join the Chex Mix Squadron today.